Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. With me today I have another wonderful guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it's Miharu from the channel Miharu the Fox. You've probably heard of me.
It's kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah, I'm a big deal.
Yeah, bringing out the big time PlayStation fans. So, last time we finished Tranquility Falls and beat Embryo, and we just unlocked what is called inverted mode, where levels will be played in a mirror mode-esque with random filters that can change gameplay, and we also unlocked the classic Crash skin.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at all your skins there.
Yeah. So, we're heading over to Mosquito Marsh, which is a personal favorite world of mine. And the first level is one of the best in the game, in my opinion.
One of the best, and it's also my favorite level off beat. Mosquito Marsh, in its entirety, isn't really a favorite world of mine, but I do love this level.
When I first played the game, this was my favorite level, but now it's actually my second favorite. My opinion has shifted the more I've played the game.
I'm curious, what's your favorite?
Without getting into spoilers, for those who haven't seen it, it is the last level in the game.
I had a figured. I kind of figured he would say that.
And just taking a look at the parade balloons in the background, there's a few references to other games that Toys for Bob has worked on. That would be Eruptor from the Skylanders franchise.
Yep.
And then here's one you should know very well.
Spyro!
So, Miharu, you're more of a Spyro fan than a Crash fan, right?
Yes, that's true.
Right, but I know you have a big fondness for a lot of PlayStation series from your videos. What is your history with Crash?
Alright, so I do actually have a video on my history with Crash. I grew up playing Crash 2. It was my first Crash game, and then I got Warped and CTR, so I grew up playing a lot of those along with Spyro. And I liked them. I have fond memories of playing them, specifically of CTR, because even though I don't consider myself to be good at that game, specifically not the original CTR. I'm okay at playing Nitro Field because I like the controls better. When I went back to the original, I was not very good at playing it because it just feels really stiff to me.
Yeah, it's honestly really hard for me to go back. It's not hard for me to go back to the original trilogy after playing Insane, but it's extremely difficult to go back to the original CTR, despite how much I love it.
Yeah.
Nitro Field is just way, way better of an experience on controls.
Yeah. And so, I used to play a lot of that, and even though I am not good at the game, actually, I would be better than those who don't play video games. So when I would have other people race against me in that game, I would always win because I was the only person who really played video games at all. Not because I was good, just because the person I was racing against was just bad.
That reminds me of my experience. If I went online, I would be absolutely terrible at the game. I've had a lot of experiences there. But amongst my friends, I am the best person that plays it, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, it
considering...
really doesn't say much.
Oh, and there's the other float. I decided not to wait for it because I know it was in the bonus round. Speaking of CTR, there's another reference to Beanox's remake and the original. There's Purah, who sadly is not in the game for some reason.
Oh, yeah. We've had Purah in this game. So yeah, I grew up playing those ones, and after that, I just kind of forgot about Crash. I mean, I didn't, like, forget about it, but I didn't play pretty much any of the games after that for a long time. I knew about Crash Bash, I think. I think I might have known about it, but I never played it. I think I probably knew about Wrath of Cortex, but I never played it.
You're not missing much on that one.
Yeah, that's what most people say. And
that's come from somebody who grew up with it, too.
Yeah. And it's like... what else? There was... so a lot of those in-between games I just didn't really get a chance to play. And I didn't get back into the series in general until Titans came out. Or rather, when the... before it came out, when the trailer for it came out. Because I remember seeing that and being like, oh wow, like all the characters look different. But I kind of want to play this because it looked fun and like I liked how it had cutscenes and stuff like that. I like my games that have cutscenes.
Same. That trailer is actually like engraved in my brain, and that was honestly, before this came out, that was the most hyped I'd ever been for a Crash game.
Right. Yeah, same. So it was more the reason that I got into it was because my friend Hari is a pretty big Crash fan. She really likes Crash games. Really big fan of Twinsanity, actually.
Yeah, a lot of my friends who haven't really played much of the other games have played Twinsanity, and they generally cite that as their favorite one.
Yeah, so she's 100% in Twinsanity. I, on the other hand, have never 100%ed a Crash game ever, and I do not plan to because I just have no reason to. I find them all a little bit too hard to.
Some of them can be a little straining. This one is by far the one that I found to be the most exhausting for me to complete.
Oh yeah.
And I have no intentions of ever doing it again.
Yeah, farthest I've gotten in this game is about 80%.
I mean, that's still good.
I
Like
think
that
that's
means
pretty
you
good
did
for
a
me.
lot of. That means you did a lot of the different. I'm assuming that means you like did all the inverted levels.
Yes, I think most of them. I think there was like 2 that I didn't do, and those 2 are probably like Cortex levels.
That's fair.
So yeah, but because she was a big Crash fan, we were both hyped about Titans, and that's when I went back and started playing the other games that I missed. I still have not played Wrath of Cortex, of course, or Crash Bash, but I have watched her play them, and I thought they looked okay. I was like, all right, it doesn't really seem like I'm missing much, but it looks fine.
Well, this fellow looks pretty familiar.
Hey, it's Dingodile.
The best boy.
One of my favorite characters.
Same.
Oh, crikey, I'm starved. Wait, is that roadkill pie? Slug and centipede gumbo? Braised potatoes with guacamole? Well now, what have we got here?
Tired of that vile swill Papa Batfield cooks up in his filthy outhouse? Come on down to Dingos Diner.
Food served at Dingos Diner may not meet the legal definition of food. Consume at your own risk. Side effects of dining at Dingos Diner may include fatigue, increased body odor, risk-seeking behavior, thinking too much about your uncle, increased hunger, alienation from friends and family, skin irritation, ennui, leaky orifices, oozing orifices, flowing orifices.
You fuckers stay out of my diner!
Remembering that girl from high school. What's she up to? Do you think she's happy? And profuse volunteers. No shoot so bad.
So this is interesting.
Yeah.
I think this is, besides the spin-offs like Bash in the racing game, this is Dingo Dow's first time actually being playable in a main series game.
Yeah, in the standard platformer way.
What am I, a Bandicoot?
I mean, if you want to get really technical, you could count that time in Crash of the Titans GBA when you jack him.
I completely forgot that happened because I never played the GBA version.
That's how insignificant that version is. It's definitely the worst version.
What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Hari and I ended up buying the, I think it was a 3-pack, right? And it had Nitro Kart, Tag Team, and Twinsanity in it.
Last one of yous.
Oh yeah, I've seen that at Walmart a few, I say a few years, but it's been more like a decade. I saw that at Walmart a few times.
Yeah. So we got that, and I kept the copy of Twinsanity, because she already had one. And what else? We were supposed to like swap between Nitro Kart and Tag Team. I eventually ended up keeping it all.
Oh, did she not want them?
Nah, like, she just prefers that I keep stuff because even I would borrow things from her and she's just like, whatever, just keep it.
Like all them tablecloths myself.
Yeah, so I guess she prefers when I keep stuff. So she doesn't lose them or whatever, I don't know. And, yeah, so when I played those, Tag Team just ended up becoming one of my absolute favorites. I love that game so much.
You don't hear many people say that. I hear a lot of people talk about how much they can't stand tag team racing.
Yeah, I understand when they say that it's not good as a racing game. I understand that because it has some weird mechanics when you call it a racing game. And it doesn't play as well as something like Nitro Fueled when
Yeah.
it comes to the racing stuff. But
I'm
pretty much
pretty
anything
nostalgic
else.
for it. I can recognize its faults, but I am pretty nostalgic for tag team racing. I played a lot of it growing up. I actually played a lot more of it than I did Nitro Kart.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Nitro Kart is technically the better game.
Right.
But I prefer tag team racing overall.
Yeah, I just like Tag Team for just the other things it has to offer besides the racing, which is the fact that in story mode, like story mode plays like a platformer, and
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, and you get a lot of like interesting interactions with Crash and the cast.
Yes. And
And
everything's
it was
really
also the
funny,
game that gave
too.
us Amy Gross as Nina, which by default makes it superior in every way.
Yeah. And like, I really liked the humor of that era of Crash too. A lot of people can't stand it, but I always thought it was funny. Plus, me and Hari had a lot of inside jokes with that game.
I mean, it's pretty harmless. I mean, I understand that it's not really like what the original Crash games were like in terms of their like writing and characterization, but like it was fine for what it was. I never had any problems with it. Honestly, Titans is one of the most quotable Crash games for me, and that was written by the same people.
Yeah, and I really like Titans too. I like Titans, but when people ask what my favorite Crash game is, it is always a tie between Tag Team and Mind Over Mutant. Because while I did prefer the way the cutscenes looked in Titans, I prefer them using like the actual character models. I enjoy what Mutant tried to do with its like different art styles for each cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that, and I really like the humor. Like mostly, it's just like it's just the humor. Brio is hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
My name sounds like fetus. I really miss Maurice voicing Brio.
Yeah.
I like what Tom Kenny did, and I like what Roger did in this game. I think they were both fantastic. But Maurice will, hands down, be my all-time favorite Brio voice.
That's fair. I think he works very well as the humorous Brio for what they were going with in Mutant. And I really like Brendan O'Brien still for his crazy, stuttery depiction of Brio.
Yeah, I will say Maurice definitely lacks the stuttering, and it shows in Insane.
But now, to be honest, my favorite Brio it's probably Roger. Yeah, he does an absolutely fantastic job in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think he does a really good job at like trying to not only sound like Maurice, but he's like giving it his own characterization.
Yeah.
To kind of, so he's not just sounding like a copycat, but he actually has like his own unique take on the character, while still keeping the voice sounding pretty similar. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly thought it was Maurice when I first played it, but the more I heard him, I realized, wait, no, that's not how he says some words.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I looked it up and realized, oh, he's voiced by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Oh, that's home cooking, by the way.
Yeah, that was so.
And then Dingo Diner accidentally got sucked into the plot.
Sucked into the plot, alright.
But yeah, you have probably, honestly, one of the most unique choices for your favorites. I have never heard anybody say Tag Team or Mind Over Mutant as their favorite.
I know. It's just, I mean, it mostly stems from the inside jokes that I have with my friends and all that. It mostly stems from that, so it's like, you know, more of a personal thing that not many people can actually understand. It's like, I can't say that they're fantastic games as games, but I like them.
I find them fun, honestly. I wouldn't say they're my favorites, but they're not like the worst ones either. I've played far worse games in this series.
Right.
Like Boom Bang exists.
That's what I hear. I hear nobody likes Boom Bang.
If I had a choice to take one game and just pretend it never existed, Boom Bang would be the one. and it sucks because it's made by a company that has made some really good games before.
It happens. Yeah.
But I guess to kind of deviate from Crash a little bit, I know which makes no sense in a Crash video. Have you actually played any of Toys for Bob's other work besides Spyro Reunite? Have you ever actually like played their Skylander games?
I've only played the first 3. So the only one I ever owned was Spyro's Adventure. And then my friend Ren, they really like Skylanders, so they brought over a couple Skylanders games, the Giants and then Swap Force, which and I had fun with those. They're pretty cool. I really like the concept of Swap Force.
Yeah, mechanically alone, that was actually always my favorite of the entire series.
I always wanted to play Trap Team.
That one's pretty fun. If I would say that's probably out of the 4 Toys for Bob actually made, because Vicarious worked on 2 of them. I think that's their second best one. Spyro's Adventure will always be my favorite one they made. But it's a pretty good series. I can see why kids love it. I can see why adults love it. I was extremely passionate about it when it first came out, and then I kind of fell off, but then found myself getting back into it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good series. Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions whenever I heard that they were the ones bringing back Crash and Spyro, I was like, oh, they're gonna nail it. They know these characters.
Yeah.
Because they've proven themselves, because in Skylanders there's all sorts of references to both series, and they obviously understand how to make beautiful, cartoony platformers that anybody can enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, I never really had a problem with Skylanders from what I played. It was never bad. The only thing that ended up sucking in my case was that I had Spyro's Adventure, but my PS3 is a piece of garbage, and so it would freeze randomly and, like, glitch out. So that was the only thing that made it a little bit unbearable.
Was it only Spyro's Adventure that did that? Because I own it on PS3 as well, and I've actually experienced those issues myself as well.
I can't say for sure if it would have happened in others because I didn't really play them for a very long time. If I had played them for, like, over a certain period of time, they may have done it.
Oh, I more so meant, like, your PS3 library in general, because it might be that the game was just not optimized very well for PlayStation.
Well, in general, then yes, it has done that for other games.
Oh, okay. Then it is purely coincidence. Also, this is, like, one of the worst hidden gems.
Yeah.
I don't know why they thought this was okay.
I was just watching you do that, and I'm thinking, like, oh, that's right. That bullshit again.
This game has some of the weirdest decisions in terms of, like, box placement.
I don't know why.
I mean, I've played these levels enough now to know how to get past, like, most of them, but there will always be that one level that I forget. And then I will be so mad that I have to play, like, 15, 20 minutes of a level all over again because I missed one or two.
Sometimes I miss... You know, the weirdest thing is sometimes I'll miss a cluster of boxes, specifically in the last level. I have done that level so many times now that I think I know it inside and out. But when I'm just going through it, sometimes I'll get to the end and I'll be missing like 10 boxes. I'll be like, how? How did that happen? I know where all of them are. Like, I don't...
Yeah, I actually talked about this in the what is it called? The Salty Wharf dimension. There's actually a glitch in Jetboard Jetty where there's a side-scrolling section where there's two nitro crates. The box counter will never count them detonating at the end. You have no choice. If you want the box gem, you have to throw yourself into those nitros.
Wow.
I'm speaking from experience because I have replayed that level back to back, doing the same thing, even following a guide my first time, just to make sure I wasn't missing any, and it was those nitros, and I can confirm it because I played the level a couple more times back to back while hitting those nitros, and it worked. So,
wow.
I don't know what's up with that level. It still has not been patched.
That's crazy.
I don't know if Toys for Bob is aware of that, but that has not been addressed. And it is like, it has tarnished my feelings on that level because I had to play it at least a good 10 times before I realized that.
So wait, what version is this you're playing now? Is this PS4 or are you playing on PS5?
This is actually the PS5 version.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember it was an issue in the PS4 version as well, and I can confirm it's also in the Switch version. So I actually tested the PS5 version before I did this playthrough that I recorded, and it is just like that the same. I'm convinced they don't know that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I've watched videos and people have ignored them, and the Nitro Detonator still gets them for them. So I haven't found video proof of anybody except for me having this issue, so I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
I don't know.
I think it's just an inconsistency.
It's super weird.
Oh, while we're here, this is like the best part to bring it up on. According to an interview that Canadian Guy A had, and also the art book for this game, Ripperoo was actually planned to be an obstacle in this level, and that's why there was TNT crates everywhere. Also, there's Fake Crash.
There he is.
But they scrapped it because they said it didn't make sense for him to be here because he wasn't even planned to be a boss. So they just stuck his model in Offbeat in the background on one of the rooftops.
Yeah, in fact, every time I play Offbeat, I try to look for him and I can't even find him. I don't know why. I just never notice him.
Huh. Well, another level done there.
Okay.
What time is it? Oh, goodness. I ought to know. Crash! Coco! Come on, give old Capuna a kiss, eh? Don't look at me like I broke wind at a wedding. I'm time! I see everything! And I mean everything. There's some very unexpected developments in your future. Your very near future. Shocking events that will change the course of your life.
Yeah, just gonna stop you there before you tell us how we all die.
Well, if you'd rather not know about the giant mask-eating monster from beyond the stars,
Leaving now.
that is your choice.
Well, that's it for the Mosquito Marsh. Miharu, is there anything you would like to say before we close this? And where can everybody find you on social media?
Alright, I guess nothing much that I have to say or promote. At least not yet. I have a lot of things that I want to do coming up. But I don't know if I'll finish them because I'm very lazy with writing scripts as of late, so. But
That's fair.
if you want to see my videos, go to my YouTube channel, Miharu the Fox, and then you could also find me on Twitter at CrystalVixon. My display name will be Miharu the Fox, so you will know it is me.
Links will be there in the description. And Miharu, thank you for joining me.
Oh, no problem. It's been fun.
Alright guys, next time we'll be heading to my favorite dimension in the game. I will see you guys then.
See ya.
What have we got?